What can be said about Marina Gomez? Honestly, not much. I'm not anything special, and I've known that in some form or another for a while now. I'm a little bit more now, but I used to be nothing. I used to be like a plastic bag in the wind, lifeless, formless, pushed about wherever the wind wanted to go. My family controlled everything I did. My world was defined by their expectations. It's a straightforward way to live. Simple, easy if you have the stomach for it. All you have to do is what you're told. Don't ask questions. Keep a pretty little smile on your face at all times. You don't really have to think a lot when you're living by someone else's directions. Goals and anxiety about being enough don't really matter. As long as they're happy, that's enough. It's enough. You're doing enough. You are enough. But the longer you live like that, the harder it gets to breathe. Year after year, expectation after expectation. I felt everything closing around me like a cage. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. The world lost all of its color. And suddenly, I didn't know how to be a person anymore. By the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late to run away. I was trapped, staring down a marriage I didn't want, a family that didn't know who I was anymore, and a life I didn't recognize. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad life. Somebody would probably be happy with all of it. But it just wasn't right for me. I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize the person I saw. You can live a life by someone else's directions, but at the end of the day, you just find yourself hollowed out, empty. And the walls of my cage closed in. I was staring down a future I did not want. So I did the only thing I could think about. And I ran. A comfortable life of opportunities missed, learning to hold the grasp with a tighter fist, gripping the joys you managed to scrape by, too afraid to let go or fall into the sky. An anxiety builds from the shelter you've grown, locking eyes with that lingering unknown. 2 steps forward turn to 5 steps back, turning away from the unfamiliar black. A singularity builds to tear you apart, ignoring the cracks it makes in your heart. It threatens to take every joy that you've earned. So you bury yourself deep where no stone can turn. It's a solid plan for those who can take it, but it's a solid life for all those who make it. Don't you want to know what could possibly be? Discover horizons yet to be seen. There's something growing much brighter than dawn. Don't you want to know what lies beyond the beyond? I like to believe I did the right thing. No one would have been happy with a dissatisfied bride settling into a mediocre marriage with a man she could just tolerate. We were all better off from a little more honesty, a little more me, and a little less everything else. Still, people were hurt when I left. My family, my friends, Lucian. It hurt to leave them, and I'm sure they felt devastated. A part of me still feels guilty for the way that things ended, but at the end of the day, I did what I had to do. It hurt, but sometimes it needs to hurt before it's going to get better. I hurt all of them, sure, but I did it to save us. And now, look around. I live in the city. I work at a radio station with incredible people. Every day is a new and exciting adventure, and I've felt more alive, more colorful, more vibrant, more me than I have in years. Surely everything that happened before was worth this. And yet, at the same time, I still wonder if I deserve to be this happy. I'm not anything special, and I've known that in some form or another for a while now. I'm no one's first pick for anything big, and I don't really stand out in any way that's worth mentioning. There's dozens, if not hundreds, of more amazing, incredible, interesting, talented people in the city. Every single day, I go out and I see incredible people. Every single day, I am reminded of how much brighter everyone shines. And I look at myself in comparison, and it hurts. On one hand, I'm amazed by all the incredible things all these incredible people do. Blaine alone is just on a different level. From all the things they've done, from all the things they've figured out for how young they are, how do I compare to that? And that's the thing of it. I look around at a bright and talented sea of stars, and I can't help but feel like nothing more than just a dull speck of dust. I don't have any special skills. I haven't done anything big or special or important. I'm just a girl working at a radio station with middling listenership. I get snacks and food at the same popular restaurants and cafes as everyone else. And I go to Muay Thai class. But I'm far from anywhere near the best or the brightest or the bravest or anything. I'm not much to look at. I'm not special. And yet here I am, in one of the most special places you could possibly live. On one hand, life is incredible. On the other, it's painful. Every day I'm surrounded by constant reminders of just how little I measure up. There's nothing special about me, and I think that's what scares me the most. After all that time I spent being someone else, bowing down and fading away, what if that's all I am? What if there's nothing left of who I could be, and I'm just a hollow and empty shell? Just a plastic bag in the wind. What am I supposed to do with that? Who am I supposed to be when no one else is telling me what to do? I'm scared. And I think I've been scared for a while now. That's what you want to hear, isn't it, Marie? That's how you work. You want me to break down and lament about all the things wrong with me, with who I am, maybe start delving into some self-loathing while I'm at it? You like to pick at people, and you like to see how long it takes to break them. I know this. I've seen how you work. I've spent a few months rattling away in here. And so I can tell you this with full confidence. Yes, it hurts, but you won't break me. You can't break me, because I've already made peace with my problem. I'm not special, and I'm not much of anything, but I'm still a person. I'm still alive and thinking and feeling and breathing. And that means that I deserve love and I deserve respect just like anyone else. And I get to choose to be who I want to be. And I chose to be myself. I chose to be kind to everyone around me. I chose to enjoy life. So go ahead, because at the end of the day, the one thing that I did that you, nor Celine, nor any extra special person could do was take the past I was given and move on. I saw the things that hurt me, and I recognized what was going on, and I chose to let go and move on to something better. Sure, I still hurt. Sure, there are things that I wish I could have done better, but they don't tie me down. There's still things that make me feel bad, but they don't hold me back, because my past is past. What about you? Are you happy with who you are? Or do I need to use the magic eye powers you gave me to dig a little deeper? Oh, and it would appear that Marie responds by the walls of the tiny box holding me collapsing to the ground, revealing a dark and ominous passage. Huh. You know, if I knew it would be that easy to break out, I probably would have tried something a lot sooner. Oh well, better late than never. Hopefully Blaine and everyone else isn't too frazzled or anything. Path forward is dark and ominous and looks rather neglected. Seems almost like a palace in a way. I should probably go look around in there. There's probably something to fix this mess. Alright then. Magic eye powers lead me forward. Huh? Oh. And what'd you know? Another poem. Well, knowing how these things go, I should probably read this first. Lie back on the grass while smoke billows like a cloud. Ash sprinkles down from the sky. Bask in the effigy that once shadowed your doubts. Everything you know devolved to a lie. We build ourselves like towering stone, an altar to the inner self, wandering lost and all alone. Destruction burns what we once held. The dust cloud settles as the fire fades. There isn't much left standing. Victims of a shocking blaze, all left hollow and demanding. Empty prayers ring with shame. We grieve the gods built for our name. Hello? Is there somebody there?
Why won't anyone stay? Why won't they let me love them? I try so hard. I do everything I can. I break myself over and over. And yet, why won't they love me? Why won't they love me? Why do they cower? Why do they turn and look at me with such fear in their eyes? Everyone I love has left. The world has turned against me.
Hello there. You look kind of super familiar. Are you okay?
You wouldn't understand my pain.
What?
You're just immortal. What would you know?
I mean, nothing if you're just gonna keep sitting there making vague statements. I'm surprisingly helpful when I know what's going on. So, care to elaborate a little?
Dream girl, in the stars above. Dream girl, how do you love? With your hands filled with secrets, how does it feel? With your head in the clouds, how do you know what is real? What do you do when it's out of control? What do you do when you've let it all go? Is it really so bad to let the land run free? Is it really so scary to just let things be? Dream girl, with your head full of woes. Dream girl, your desperation shows. You held on too tight and strangled the reins. You held on too tight, and it was all in vain. It's all gone now, the man that you loved. It's all gone now, the city you built from blood. The lights are all dashed, dreams didn't come true. The lights are all dashed. Now what do you do? All I ever wanted was to make people happy. I gave the sweetest of dreams to humanity. I created a city to shelter the outcast. I even took in Dante when no one else would. But look at me now. I'm alone. I'm broken. And I'm miserable. They turned away. They despise me, hate me, and for what? All I ever did was sacrifice, was forge, was break myself to make them happy. All they had to do was agree and play along. And yet somehow, I'm the bad guy in all of this. And yet somehow, I'm the monster of their tale.
Oh. I see what's going on. You must be Celine.
In the flesh, or whatever else remains of it. I gave everything to the city. I sacrificed so much for Dante alone. He has no idea what it did to my reputation, what the others said to reach out to give him an opportunity. He should be grateful. And yet, he had the audacity to leave me.
Well, to be fair, from what I understand, you kind of hurt a lot of people.
I did no such thing. All of my actions are benevolent and kind, and anyone who thinks otherwise does not fully understand who I am.
Yeah, didn't you murder Bella Jewel?
It was a slip of the moment, a loss of control, but ultimately her sacrifice was for the greater good.
Right. What about pushing Jeremy Johnson into the void?
That wasn't me!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'd disagree with that.
This is the problem with you mortals. So short-sighted and immature. You don't understand what it takes to maintain peace. You don't understand what you need to pay in order to have order. I lost control. It wasn't me. It was her. The demon that traps us now. The cruel and terrible monster who spreads nightmares across the city.
Okay, let's calm down a little. Let's say for a second that Marie really wanted to hurt people. Not a stretch of the imagination. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure she's not the one that made things go screwy in the 70s.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying Marie wasn't really around for the huge disaster in the 70s. And she didn't try to cover things up. And from what I've seen, she definitely wasn't the one who had a problem with Bella Jewel. So, all I'm trying to say is that you loaded the gun yourself. So why are you being so surprised that it fires?
But I would never hurt anyone. I can't. I'm a benevolent being, and benevolent beings don't hurt others. I am kind. I am benevolent. I am holy. I am good.
Well, about that.
Choose your next words very carefully.
Okay, put the benevolent fire away. What I mean to say is that I don't really think people can be all one thing. You know? I've been around for a while now, and from what I've seen, I don't really think there is being anything. I just sort of think that all people are just people, neutral in every way. And it's the actions that we choose that define good or bad. You know, it's like being kind isn't something that you are, but it's like something that you choose to do, or you choose to do something mean, or you choose to act benevolent. It's not something you permanently are, but something you have to choose in every single moment. And considering all of that, you are a very beautiful, strong, and powerful being. You have so much potential in you. You are capable of doing a lot of incredibly kind things, Celine. But I think you also need to acknowledge the other stuff too.
Yes, well, I suppose our choices are rather important. And it's a good thing that I've always chosen correctly. I always choose to be kind, to be good, to do what needs to be done. And if I have any flaws in my decisions, it only comes from either letting others get in the way or when control is taken over by that demon.
Yeah, so you keep saying that, and no disrespect, or maybe a little, but it sounds like you're trying to pass your actions off onto somebody else.
Well, what else is there to say? Marie is the one that hurts people, not me. That's how it's always been.
Right, so, where did Marie even come from? Like, you two feel like a package deal that are really closely tied up into one big knot, and so I'm wondering, was it always her? Or is this just something that you came up with for a convenient escape?
Well, it's not important, okay? The point is, it's not my fault. Others failed to follow my directions. They failed to follow through, and that caused a demon to form, and now that demon has taken control, and everything is a mess. I'm not to blame. I've done everything right. It's not me, it's everybody else.
Marie is Celine.
hard to explain, but they're the same person. She created Marie as a mask so she doesn't have to mentally deal with the bad parts of herself. But you need to snap her out of it. A letter. The city itself has been trying to wake her up. That's why we keep getting the weird poems. I'm going to send in what I can, and I need you use the letter.
What the? Blaine? Wait, was that? Blaine, where did that come from? Huh? How did that... Ow!
You insolent worms! You deserve to be slapped. You deserve so much worse! How dare you come in here and accuse me? I'll have you know I did nothing wrong. I am the most benevolent and kind person to ever be. Everything I've done was to protect the people, to serve the people, to love the people. It's not my fault you ungrateful, bratty little ingrates turn your backs to me. You're all like him, that useless man, that stubborn coward. How dare he abandon me? How dare he...
Stop.
What? How did you...
You hit me across the face, and it hurt. And I'm not going to let you do it again.
What hurt you? No, but I couldn't.
Do you see anyone else here who could have hit me? Because last time I checked, Marie's not in the room. It's just you and me. Come on, Celine. Marie's not the one throwing a temper tantrum here. And she's certainly not the one that hit me.
This is nonsense! I wouldn't...
Stop already! You hit me, okay? I have a red mark across my face and it hurt. You got mad and you lashed out. Alright, that's what you chose to do. And it's not okay.
But I...
How many other people did you lash out on? Jeremy? Bella Jewel? The city? What about that man you were talking about earlier? You called him useless. You said he left you. Why? Did you hit him? Did you make him feel worthless? Let me ask you this, Celine, so I have an idea of what we're dealing with. How many times did you force him to do things? How many times did he fail to live up to your expectations? And how many times did you hit him afterwards?
No, you don't understand. I did what I had to do. There wasn't another...
No one forced you to do anything. You chose to hurt people. And so those people chose to get away. That's why they left, Celine. That's what's wrong with you. It's not because other people are blaming you for things you didn't do. It's because other people don't want to be hurt anymore. That's why you're alone.
But what about Marie?
I'm going to ask you this again. Where did Marie come from? Because last time I checked, you two were something of a package deal.
Oh.
Look, I know a thing or two about running away from uncomfortable situations. I used to be stuck in an arranged marriage. The people around me were forcing me to be a certain way. And if I didn't do it, well, I didn't deserve to be loved. It wasn't good for me. And it wasn't good for anyone. So I left. It's not because I hated my family, but because the current situation wasn't good for any of us. The longer I stayed, the worse it would get for everyone. I had to find happiness on my own terms. so I let go.
What are you saying?
Maybe he didn't hate you. Maybe he just saw how bad the situation was and did what he had to save you both.
But I... What was that?
From the looks of it, a letter. Huh. Has a really fancy seal on the back. Interesting.
But how is that even possible?
The city has a mind of its own. Honestly, weirder things have happened than notes.
I suppose you're right.
Here. You should read it. It's addressed to you.
Yes, I know. But I've held off reading on that for a very long time. I'm scared of what I might find inside of it.
Well, you should read it now anyways, because I think it's time.
But what if I don't want to?
I think you need to. So, do it anyway.
Very well then. Let's see what he has to say. You know, he used to write me a poem every day. I would arise in the morning and look over to find him sitting by the table, window opened, listening to the birds. There he would look lovingly towards me, putting to paper sonnets, lyrics, all other sorts of wonderful things. It was his own special way of expressing how much he cared. He was always doing small little things like that, always going out of his way to make sure I knew I was loved. And I forced him to suffer for years. I controlled him. I stifled him. I'm not even entirely sure how deep it goes anymore. I just put him through so much. Oh, my sweet Dante. I've truly ruined things. Haven't I?
Well, it's not too late to make things right.
I don't even know where to begin in order to find him.
Oh, no. No. We are not doing that. The ship has sailed as far as that's concerned, so no. He's moved on. And honestly, if you have any respect for him as an equal, I'd suggest you let that go and let him have his peace.
Very well. So what do I do now?
Well, first of all, you should probably take back control of Marie. If you two are the same person, you should be able to kick her out of the driver's seat, or banish her altogether, or squish her back into you? I don't know how that works, but you should fix that first. After that, I'd honestly fix what you can in the city. And with everything else, just take a step back and try to learn how to be better.
You make it sound so simple. I can indeed take back control from Marie. It'll be complicated and painful. But I do believe I can banish my shadow back to the shadows. I'm just going to have to take accountability for a lot of things in order to do that.
Then it's a good thing you're making the choice to take accountability for your actions, right?
Yes. As for everything else, well, this is going to be quite difficult.
Well, yeah. It's simple enough. Straightforward, even. But that doesn't make it easy. You just have to choose to do better. And then keep choosing that every single day.
All right, then. I can send you back to the city, and then I will take control from there. Things are going to be messy, and I'm not sure what state I'll be in afterwards, but I will fix my city. It's the least I can do for all the harm I've caused.
Good. That's good to hear.
Today has been very sobering indeed. You have my thanks, Marina Gomez.
Oh, don't thank me yet. You still have choices to make.
Yes, well, here's hope to a better world. And maybe the possibility that someday in the future, I shall see you on the other side. Now then, goodbye.
Oh, jeez. Whoa. Ow. Ugh, my back is killing me. What the? Darian? Cynthia? Meatball? What are you? Oh, garbage bears. You guys came to wake me up. Thank you. Is the city back to normal? Mostly. That's good. I'm so glad. Oh, did you guys make all these star lanterns? It's around Christmas time. Already? Wow. So you made Poro so I could feel included? Oh, that's so sweet, you guys. I'm sure the rest of the city will love them too. Speaking of which, we should probably go. What? Oh, don't worry about the doorstep or any of that. Someone else is taking care of it. Come on, we have a broadcast to do.
Dream Girl City is a production by NJ Schulze. It was written, produced, and acted by NJ Schulze. The poem featured for today was Dream Girl's Taunt, and also Burnt Remains of Our Holy Selves, both by me, NJ Schulze. Have a question, have a comment, have a theory? Want to talk about this big emotional journey we went on? Email us at dreamgirlcityradio@gmail.com and check us out on social media. Feel like supporting the podcast? Rate and review us wherever you get us, and also share us on social media. We grow by word of mouth, and everything and anything you do helps out immensely. A big thanks to everyone who has stuck with me through this little delve back into season 3. Honestly, it was necessary, and I am so happy with where we are because I wasn't at the maturity level nor at the writing level I needed to address what I wanted to address. And so it feels good to come back and to do it all over again. Happy New Year's, Christmas, holidays, solstice, or whatever you celebrate. We will be coming right back at you on New Year's Day, back into season 4 and all the adventures that may rest ahead. So get ready, get set, and until next time, just remember, we may be going back, but that doesn't mean we've lost track. Marie, I've come to set things right. Oh? Well, what do you want to do then? You are just a shadow of me. I'm the one that caused this suffering. And it's time I set things right. Really? Are we finally taking accountability for our actions? Well, you can have a fun time doing that, but I warn you, you're going to lose a lot of control over this city. So be it. I will do what I must. Very well then. Very well, dream girl. Let's see what you can do.